Hello guys, this is Atul from Be Practical Tech Solution. Again today we are come with one interesting problem here. So here, what is the problem here? As you can see here, we have one array which is having some duplicate elements also there. So what we have to do, we have to find out the repeating numbers. So those numbers which are repeated in this array, so we have to find out those numbers. So say manually, if I'm going to check that, so here it's a 1, then 3, and then 6. So these are the repeating numbers. So our output must come as a 1, 3, and 6. So let's try to solve this problem using the concept of map. Maybe you guys have heard about the map concept in java.ut.collection package, mean like the collection framework when you are reading about the collection framework. So there you have the concept of map. So what actually the map is, let me tell you a little bit about the map so that we can able to solve this problem. So as one of the way, there possibly some another ways are there, but let's try to work on the how we can use the concept of map here. So whenever we are using the map, so map is going to store the data in the terms of key and a value pair. Okay, so it is a concept of similar like you have a hash table. So one in the one part, the hash map is going to store as a key and the value related to the key in the another box. You can say that it is going to be stored in the terms of when it comes as a hash table. So basically the data are going to be stored in the terms of node, right? So using those concepts only, we are going to try to solve this problem. So now let's start in order to write the code. So what we can do, let's create one function first. And the name of the function, we are going to write it like, let's say, for example, public static, so that I do not need to create the object. Void get duplicates. And here I'm going to pass the array. And yeah, okay, fine. Now, what we can do is like, okay, one more thing. Let me call the function now because sometimes I used to forgot to get duplicates. Let me call this, and we are passing the array. Fine. Now here, what we can do, let me create a one map. The key and the value both are going to be uh, the integer type here. Why it is so? Let me tell you. Now it is going to be because map is an interface. Control Shift O to import the package. And here, let's say new attachment. Okay, this is the implementing class. So what logic we are going to apply it here is like, here we are going to store each of these elements, whatever the elements we are seeing here, each of these elements as a key. Okay. And what we are going to check that if the map is already containing these element or as a key, then I have to increment the count. And if it is not present in the map, then what I have to do, I have to make the default value as a 1. So once I'm going to iterate over all these elements, so accordingly, I'm going to check the count of every element. If it is already present in the map, then I will simply increment the count. I'm not going to put it as a key. If it is not there in the map, then only I will put the element as a key. Otherwise, I will just increment the count. Once I will add all of those elements as a key along with their frequency, what we can next, we can iterate over the map and find out like whose element the count is greater than 1. If it is greater than 1, so it means that the element has been repeated, right? And then we will, using that value, I'm trying to fetch the key and I'm going to print that one. So let's try to understand how we can solve the same thing. So here I'm going to iterate over this array. So for int I is equals to 0, I less than array dot length, then I plus plus. Now here, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to write it there like if the map is not containing this element, then I have to add it. So if map dot contains key, and what is the key? Our array element. Oops. Our array element. If this element is present, so what we have to do? Because we have to add the element to the map, and what I'm trying to do is like if it is not present, then only I have to add. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the not sign here, not operator. So if it is the condition is coming as a true, so here what I am going to do is like if it is not present in the key, then what I'm going to do that I am going to add it. So map dot put function is there. The key is going to be our array element, and the value is going to be map dot. There is a function which is also mean we can provide the default value. Otherwise, there's a different ways that I can use the count, create a new variable and make that. But this map interface is already providing me the method what we call as a get or default. So if it is present, then it will add the count one. Otherwise, it will give plus one on. I mean, like a default value as a one only. Right. So here the key is going to be array of I, and here the default value is going to be 1. If it is not present, then the default value is going to be 1 only. If this is not the case, then what I can do, I will simply copy the same. If it is already present, or let me write it, if it is already present, so what I can do, I will increment the count by 1. So map dot put array of I map dot. Now I have to check that if it is, what is the value of what is the value related to this particular key. So I'm going to write map dot get, and here I have to get the key, that is array of I, and if it is present, then increment it by 1. Okay, if it is not present, then we will automatically one value is going to be stored as a value related to that particular key. Key is here nothing but the elements of an array. So if it is not present, so let's say for example, first time 1 is going to be inserted. Here I have a 1. So first time 1 is going to be inserted. So since it is the right now the map is completely empty, so it is going to add 1 as a key. Also, this value 1 as a value related to key. Okay. Similarly, it is going to check 2 is not there. So it will going to add to the map and as a key, and then the value related to this 2 is going to be 1. Like that only, I'm going to iterate over the entire array, and if it is already present, then we will incrementing the value by 1. We are incrementing the counter here. Now, once I have added all the elements, so what we can do is like now we can iterate over this map and try to find out who are the key whose value is greater than 1. So it means that those are the repeating elements, right? So I can use enhanced for loop in order to traverse the map dot entry. Here it is going to be integer, and the value related to this is also going to be integer. And let's say write the name as a entry colon map dot entry set. Now here I am going to check. So how I'm going to check that? Again, if entry dot get value, right? So it will give me the value related to it. If the value is greater than 1, so it means that it has already been, I mean, like this element is already present more than one time. Because if it is not present only one time, so it is going to be only equals to 1. But if it is greater than 1, so it means that it has been repeated. It is a duplicate. So if it is greater than 1, then what I have to do, I am going to simply print the key related to this value. So how to do that? In 3 dot get key. Okay, every time it is going to print me, and let's say I'm going to remove this ln and I will add the, on the same line I'm just trying to print, save it. Now if I'm trying to run the code, so manually it should come as a 1 because 1 is repeated, 2 is not repeated, so 2 will not come. 3 is there, yes, 3 is also repeating. 6 is there, yes, 6 is also repeating, so it will print me 1, 3, and 6. You can see here, I'm getting the value 1, 3, and 6. So this is how we can find out the duplicate elements in the given array. So hope you guys got the concept, little bit about the map also. In the another videos, I will try to explain more about the maps based on some problems on it. Understand the concept. See you in another day. Thank you.